Hi there, we're here for another of our Card Class to Go Christmas Buffet how-to videos. So this card is all about the layering. It includes a fun, lots of pieces from the Most Wonderful Time product medley, the gold foil pre-cut card base. There are different designs, so your pattern may vary. This one in particular has gold foil stars on it. Then we're going to use a piece of the gift packaging, very pretty, again with the gold foil. This layer piece is cut to, let's see, it is 3 and 5/8 tall and 4 7/8 wide. Okay, and that's going to be another layer. And then I've used a scrap of this paper. It's got sort of the red, I'm going to call it candy cane stripes on one side, and then literally some fun gold foil candy canes and dots on a green background, but we're going to use the stripe side. There's a little cardstock, real red cardstock mat for you, and we're going to mat these together. And then, so below this panel, again, that's all about layering, is a gold foil strip. We're going to notch these ends. And then this is our sentiment strip. Okay, and we are going to use the Merry Christmas sentiment from the Tag Buffet stamp set. All right, let's get started. Let's see. All right, so let's kind of go backwards with our layers. And oh yes, don't forget, we do have an interior panel that's just a whisper white panel. So we may decorate that as well. How about if we, I think presents go under the Christmas tree. So let's add the pretty little Christmas ornament to the inside panel. Okay, all right, so let's do the interior panel first. We'll set our pieces aside. I'm going to grab my stamp positioner. I'll put it horizontally this time. So this again is our card's interior panel. And what I want to do is use our clear stamp. It's the ornament. I'm going to place the ornament right down here on the lower left corner. Okay. And I think that looks good. I'm going to shut the doors to grab the stamp, lift the door back open, and then I'm going to use Memento black ink to stamp this image. Okay, sorry for the jiggling, sorry. Okay, close the door, press. And there we go. Gorgeous. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that. All right, we'll quickly clean that stamp off so it doesn't leave any ink on the positioner when I take this off. All right, I'm going to remove the panel and set this aside. Okay, now the ornament looks like it's just sort of hanging nowhere. So what I thought I would do is grab my, grab and then drop a ruler and a fine black marker. And what I'll do is I'm going to add a piece of string or ribbon, what have you, to hold my ornament hanging. So we're just gonna draw that right up to the edge, okay, like that. Now, what's a Christmas ornament without a little bow? So, luckily for us, our stamp set contains a very fancy little bow that will work perfectly as an accoutrement to our ornament. So again, excuse me, I'm going to grab my scratch paper. This is a new stamp, so it's clear. I like to kind of rub it gently across some paper like this. And really what I'm doing is just sort of removing any residue that might have been left over from the manufacturing process, and I'll get a good first stamped image. All right, so I'm using real red ink. And since it's my first stamp, I'm gonna ink it up, stamp it off. Oh, that looks good. So I'm gonna ink it up again here and take my ornament and just add a little pop of color with the ribbon there. What do you think? I like it. All right, so we'll close up this very dangerous red ink so we don't get it all over us. And there is our interior. So I'm going to set that aside just for now. Let's start building the card front. All right, so we've got all of our layers. We're going to start with, of course, our base. It's going to be a top fold horizontal card. I'm going to just go ahead. Again, this piece comes from the Most Wonderful Time product medley. You get several of them, I think a dozen of them in the product medley, and there are 3 different designs. I happen to get the star one. There are some other designs as well, so designs may vary. All right, I'm going to adhere this to as the first layer of my card front. And this piece is, it's a standard 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, actually, you know what? I might lie. I think this is it's a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That way you get just that little tiny bit of border. I like that. I think that's really pretty. Okay, the next layer is, again, our pretty little gift wrap packages, our presents. And let's see, that's gonna go like that. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pop this up. I want to pop this panel up. And now we'll pop up our gifts as the next layer on our card front. Okay, then just center it. And you see that this one then has a little bit wider border so that more of the pretty gold first layer shows through. So there you go. Now, our gold strip here, we want that to be our next layer, but I want to notch these ends. So I'm going to take my scissors. I'm just going to, in the center of the short side, I'm going to put a snip, maybe half an inch, right up at the center, about half an inch of a cut. Then I'm going to take my scissors and on the diagonal from the corner to that end of the snip, I'm going to make a cut. There you go. And so that piece comes out. I'm going to do the same corner to the center. There's a bit of a glare on there. And take that out. There you got a nice little notch. I'm going to do the same on this side. In the center, about half an inch up. And again, it's not perfect, but it's handmade. So there we have our notched gold foil piece there. Okay, and I think I'll just lay that flat. So I'm just going to put some Stamp and Seal like adhesive. And place this in the center of our layer. There we go. And the next piece we're going to put together is the candy cane stripe paper onto the red mat. This is again a scrap from your kit. From any of the projects that you have made, save all your scraps because you will definitely be able to use them in other things. Okay, so mount this on here. And then we're gonna mount that there. Okay, now next comes our sentiment that will go right here. And I am going to use my stamp positioner. And I am going to use the very beautiful script, Merry Christmas. It's a long one, and it's gorgeous. We use the Merry Christmas from the Tag Buffet set. Okay, so you know me, I rely heavily on my stamp positioner. So I'm going to lay that on here. And the good thing about pretty scripty things is that they're not generally straight. So you get a little grace on lining it up. Okay, so I'm going to close the door, pick up the stamp, just lay that back in its corner, and I'm going to use the black, the Memento Tuxedo Black on this because, well, I thought I wanted to use red, but I think the black picks up a little bit of the ribbon out there, and it will really pop, I think, in this particular case. So I'm going to ink up the sentiment. Again, of course, you could choose anything you want. I thought red would be really nice. But, you know, I think, like I said, I want it to pop with the black. So I'm going to shut the door, and I may not have gotten ink on all of that stamp. Let's take a look here. Right, the beauty of a stamp positioner is you get do-overs. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I think it looks really good. You know, I might give it one more inking, and it'll give it a nice, real dark, solid look. Shut the door or slam the door in this case, whatever it is. Press, and there you go. Ooh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so any leftover ink, I just like to get that off so when I close the door, it doesn't leave any residue on my positioner. All right, so take our card, get our card back, and this is going to go right here. Ooh, I think that's real pretty. Yes, I was thinking of an alternate, you know, you might, let's try it, right? Let's try it. If you don't like it this way, you don't have to do it, but I'm going to try something different. I'm going to take and very lightly rub just the edges of my sentiment strip in my real red ink, and not in it, but on it. So I'm going to hold my sentiment strip like this and just sort of scrape. And you see how it just kind of gives a little bit of red on the sentiment strip. That's getting there. It'll dry, it'll be a little lighter. Just kind of gives it a little something, like a little something different. I'm trying not to get my fingers in it. Just very gently. So there you get just a little edge, right? A little defining edge to the white strip of your sentiment. Okay, I'm going to close my ink. Make sure I don't have any really big red marks, so I don't want to pick something up and get it dirty. Okay, so here's our sentiment strip, and I'm just going to adhere it flat to the card front. And there's lots of layers going on this card, so I think that looks real pretty right here in the center. And there you go. So the foil, you've got the accents and the shine from the foil pieces. 1, 2, 3 layers with the foil. and then the sentiment, and then, oh, no, let's not forget our inside. So we've got our fun little ornament on the inside of our card, and plenty of space to write your note. Or again, you can add another one of the sentiments from the stamp set for the inside if you'd like. Your choice. All right, so let's put this in. And there we go. There's the inside and the outside. Merry Christmas.